All right, well, good morning. My name is Tom Figueroa. For those of you who don't know who I am, to my right, to your left, is David Schroeder. David is a member of AIFD. He's been on our design staff for approximately 6 years. He also owns Schroeder Swallers in Farmington Hills, Michigan. Also to my right is Kim Perugini. Kim's been with us for several years. Kim's worked for Nordlie off and on for about 18 years now, I believe. She's on staff with us now full-time, and she also does the classes that you see advertised on the chairs. We have 4 different classes coming up in the month of September, in addition to our open house, of course. So a lot of opportunities here. We try to keep a lot of different design talent on staff around to answer your questions, whether it's later today or during the week. If you have anything you'd like to ask the designers, they're always more than willing to help you out, okay? What we've tried to do today is put together a fall wedding show. So many times we rush into this point of the year and then we jump right to Christmas, right? And we forget about the autumn season. So we like to take a minute and focus a little bit on fall and August here, and then we'll worry about Christmas in September, okay? Between the 3 of us, I think there's many different bouquets here. I'll be honest, I think I looked at 3 or 4. It was mainly these 2 over here to put things together. And then we have a couple of treats towards the end, a couple of projects that the entire Nordlie family here at Nordlie Warren helped put together. So just to show you how you can combine your staff and get them to help you put things together. So many times you just think we're rushing around trying to get things done, and we don't reach out and rely on other people to help us when we can. So we just thought we'd put together a couple of things that show you that what can happen if you let other people help you and get your whole team together, so to speak, right? We have 3 lovely ladies today that are going to work with us to help show off the bouquets and some of the projects that were done today, and we'll introduce them in a little bit. One of the things I wanted to point out to you is this piece from Accent Decor. Very interesting piece of wood. When I first saw it, I thought, well, you could actually tie on some Oasis igloo cages and use that to create a very different arrangement. And then when I was getting ready for the show and I was running out of time, you know, not having the necessity of time really makes you an inventor, I think. And I thought, you know, if I just take a couple of pieces of bamboo and wrap them in some burlap, I could use this to hold bouquets when I get done. You know, how many times do you do a wedding estimate, you're talking to your bride, and then it's like, well, what are we going to do for the head table? And then, of course, the bride's always about, well, just lay it down, we'll lay our bouquets on the head table, etc. And I thought, but there's always something better to do, right? Sometimes, years ago, we used to make little arrangements. You just take the bouquet and stick it in, and then it looks like a full arrangement of the bouquet. Sometimes we take vases, maybe some very nice vases, so that the bouquets will sit upright in a nice vase on the table. And then I saw this piece, and as we go through the day today, I'll put some bouquets on here. You see, I think it'd be a great rental item and something very unique and different to go on the end of the head table. Because the other thing to keep in mind, right, is if we put the bouquets here to decorate the end of the head table, we still have opportunity to sell something to decorate the head table itself, right? So I think that's a great double sell. You always got to keep pushing that upsell. It's always fun, I think, with Pinterest nowadays. Brides will come and see you and you give them the whole estimate, and then you'll get these little things every once in a while. Hey, what do you think about this? Or could we add this? Because there's so many different ideas, right? And so many times the brides are busy and she wants to, I got a half hour, that's it, let's go. But through the internet today, I think you can really communicate more and create opportunities for add-on sales. So as we go through today, we're going to talk a little bit about that add-on opportunity as well. First off, we have Jason bringing out a bouquet that Kim has done for us. Hold that up. Isn't that beautiful? Kim's used some peach finesse roses. I think it's really important to know that the roses that we're using today, almost all of them are Ecuadorian roses. I saw a debate the other day on the internet, one of the blogs, and people were talking about Colombian flowers, roses versus Ecuadorian roses. And I think one of the main reasons they were talking about it is, perhaps you've seen in the news, but Ecuador has lost their preferred status with the United States, and there's going to be a tax on roses now. Actually, all flowers and the cost of flowers. So that 7% probably only is about 2.5% to the average consumer. So it's not great to have a price increase, but anyway, these are beautiful ecuadorian roses, so you'll see they're much larger and fuller. This is called a peach finesse, and it really is in the garden rose family. When you get a little closer, as Jada walks up to the crowd, you'll see some coloration in that peach finesse, little touches of green, little touches of peach. With that bouquet, Kim's also used some local allium from one of our gardens, one of our local growers here in Michigan. I think that's really a trend. And in the fall weddings, I think we have a great opportunity to incorporate Michigan-grown flowers. The whole mason jar craze, right? Sometimes people talk to me about cost and things like that. So listen, that mason jar thing, if it's grown in Michigan, people will do whatever it takes to have that. They like it, it's different. You'll see more items as we go through. If you can incorporate a few local grown products like that, I think it's a real selling point for your bride. Next up is Veronica. Veronica is using a rose, it's a new rose, out of Ecuador. I have to look it up, it was like Fado, F-A-D-O. F is in Frank, A-D-O. You can see the huge size of that rose, very impactful, right? When you see that bouquet, these are beautiful mango mini cows. I love them. They're also flame mini cows, same variety. Keep in mind though, they will change coloration depending on weather. So sometimes it might be a little more yellow, sometimes more orangey red. But even though this is a very unusual and different flower, unique flower, I think those Fado roses almost all you want right to them. Kim's used one of the Smithers Oasis wire bouquet collars. You know, back in the day, it was always very easy. You finish your bouquet, you take a poly lace backer and you slip it over the back and you're all done. Today, I think today's bride wants something different, something more creative. You see the different types of ribbons we carry, different wire backs, all different types of things that you can use to cover your bouquets up. So anyway, in this case, Kim has used one of the wire collars. Thank you. Also incorporated as Veronica gets closer, you'll see little tucks of sedum. Again, local flower used with these Ecuadorian and international flowers. People love that. A little touch of home, right? And for some people, keep in mind, you know, my grandmother grew sedum in her yard. It was always out there, all around the bushes. So it brings it home and makes things more personal. So adding those local flowers can really help you in selling your wedding. What do you have? This large one. Take a look at those Fado roses now in their full glory, so to speak. It's a 60-centimeter rose that Kim has actually cut down to use in this arrangement. A beautiful bowl that you can use as a rental. I think that's important as well. We find more and more of our wedding planners or florists, anyone associated with wedding and events, they're looking for pieces that make their arrangements unique. We just can't get away with using only a loamy dish underneath it, and the container almost disappears. The container becomes part of the statement, part of the look for the wedding itself. A little bit of local flowers. Kim's used Queen Anne's lace, actually grown in California, but nobody really needs to know that, do they? Some blue salvia, which is local here in Michigan. I love the salvia. I think it's a real, truly rich color for you. Adds a lot to the arrangement. A little bit of the dusty miller or sage added to the arrangement. Just something, a nice garden look, but in a prop that you can also use to upsell or bring brides to you. Many times when the brides are doing their internet searches, that's why many times if you talk to website developers and things like that, they'll tell you, you really shouldn't have a cookie cutter website, right? The website should be truly indicative of what you do that's different for your brides and for your customers. So showing off some of these containers and different looks, that's what's important about websites. We know, we assume that there's wedding flower people in Royal Oak. What we want to look for is somebody in Royal Oak, right? Something different than everybody else. Here Kim has taken some very inexpensive metal containers, added a little bit of that chocolate So somebody might look and say, well, you know, I prefer to use Mandela roses because they're cheap, right? They're 45 cents, or 55 cents, or 65 cents. Maybe these fatal roses are $1. But if they're $1 and you only need 3 of them, that's pretty good value. And it's quick and easy, right? Again, we kind of go back to that time thing we talked about at the very beginning. When you run out of time, it'd be really nice to have something quick and easy to put together. So I think that works well. So 3 of those fatal roses, just a few ribbons. I don't even think, I think Kim cheated.
I designed the 4 buckets to actually go on a bridal head table, and then this container that goes with it would be awesome right in front of the bride for her to set her bouquet in. I'm always looking for something different other than just a vase for the girls to drop their bouquets in. Tom's idea here's phenomenal, but just for more of a kind of very simple, that'd be great in front of the head table with these running down there.
Again, very unique, something that they're not going to see at every other florist or wedding event person. We'll just use a container like this. Here's another one where Kim has used a basket. It might be nice on the cake table or the card table. And actually it's a permanent arrangement with silk flowers. So maybe the bride can give it to the mom to take home afterwards and keep as a keepsake. Or perhaps the bride would want to hang on to it herself. So many times when you get into the flow of things and you're doing the weddings weekend after weekend, having 3 or 4 rental pieces that you can just pluck in and out, it's a great time saver, really inexpensive rental then. It gives you an opportunity to mix things up. So we have that rather large arrangement in the back. And please keep in mind too, I know some of you sometimes get nervous, but everything's being videotaped today. Everything will go on our Facebook and on our website after we're done. Tom also happens to be the name of the videographer. Also takes pictures and we put them up on our Facebook page as well. So there's many opportunities to get pictures to see the product. So don't feel like you have to run to the back and take a picture of anything. It's going to be available to you. And everything's being set up and staged on tables throughout the building today so that you can, at your leisure, take a little closer look, see some of the mechanics that Kim has